Hey, everybody, this is Joseph Piesik, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the O Canada Soccer Show World Cup edition, the World Cup in Toronto Stadium today. Today, what an atmosphere! Bosnia Herzegovina and Team Canada with the coach, Carmen Asako. All right, Carm. The game ended off in a draw 1-1. Canada was down 1-0 till substitution. Oren coming in and scoring on a deflection. Let's look at, first of all, the field at BMO Field or Toronto Stadium. It's fantastic. It looked like the grass was carpet, everything. The sections, the renovation they did at BMO Field or Toronto Stadium, really, really good. What did you think of the field, the crowd, and then let's get to the game?
Yeah, I think all day people realized that it was a World Cup atmosphere. You saw pictures from early in the morning all the way to game time, and it was just a crazy atmosphere. You know, obviously the booze were flowing and the fans were having fun. It was a great atmosphere. Yes, the stadium, as much as we were uncomfortable with it outside, but with the fans in there, with the atmosphere in there, I think it was a massive success for sure.
All right, let's get to the match itself. Alfonso Davies did not play in this one. But what did you think of, well, beginning of the first half there? Because Canada looked like they were ready, looked like but they gave up a goal, and then sort of fell back till the hydration break, and then they started waking up. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think it was. I think the performance wasn't as bad as we. I think it was a good performance. I think their miraculous save off the line with Richie would have
Yeah.
changed the game. There was moments, but I think what made more sense was in the box. I think bringing Promise in gave them a presence in the box, and presence in the box is what they lacked a bit. Jonathan David obviously doesn't always supply that presence in the box, but Tanny as well. But he created an action where he probably should have scored. Jonathan David had a shot from 12 yards out, and he probably should have scored. So we're missing those parts of that part of the game that he created. But ultimately, inserting Promise David, gave Laren that opportunity for that, albeit deflected, but a great finish. And Kyle Laren, a great finish. But it was that action in the box, that presence in the box that Promise provided. And Promise isn't going to be appropriate for every game, but you could see from the beginning that he was going to be very appropriate for this game. So the insertion of Promise and Laren, the insertion of Ahmed, which was for me surprising, and Schaffelberg surprising. Um, and
Why was it surprising for you? Hold on. Why was
I
it
didn't. I
surprising?
honestly didn't. I didn't think Ahmed was as far along as he showed today. And you could see some rust. You could see some rust. He would be better in 1v1 situations, a little cleaner in 1v1 situations. But I mean, he was good, and I think he's gonna get better next game. Um, you know, Tejan struggled. They obviously knew he was their danger player in wide angles, and they kind of eliminated him with double and triple teams. He
Yeah.
should have been better passing through it, but I don't think that was just a him problem. I think that was a team problem. But look, we got a tie in the first game of the World Cup. We have Qatar coming up next, and that could be, and then obviously Switzerland and Bosnia is going to be a tough, tough game for Bosnia because it's going to be. I think the Swiss are going to be a little more prepared. Um, but I think it's Canada's in a good place. They need to get those 3 points against Qatar. They need to get those 3 points against Qatar. So they'll with 4 points, I'm sure they automatically qualify. So that'll be a positive, a massive positive. I thought the better team was Canada. I thought, I mean, the Luria, the Luria opportunity where Kolasinac saved it off the line was absolutely impossible to incredible. But I think that was the best action of the game. I think they should go. They showed good football, and I think the two center backs, especially little Luke, kind of proved himself. The moment wasn't too much for him, and Crapeau, you could talk about some of the crosses, but on the breakaway that could have made it 2-0 was very good. Made a very good save. So all the question marks with the center backs, the question marks with Ali and Laria, but I think that the back four with Luke and Cornelius had some moments, but I hope that he cleans them up. He had some moments where he did step, I don't know, ill-advised for that breakaway, but he was good in the air. He was a presence in the box on restarts. So I think overall, where we thought might be a problem, I thought Luke and Cornelius did very well.
All right, so let's look at, I'm always the positive person. You're always the negative person. So here, but I'm going to start with negative and then go to the positive. They got to clean up the corner kicks. They out corner kicked them 11-2 or something like that. They never even had a chance when you get 11 corner kicks, at least one or two, you got to do something with, correct?
Well, yeah, we had one free header, at least one free header. Cornelius had. He obviously has to earn it because they know that he's our focal point on those restarts. We had a few creative restarts, kind of that didn't totally work. But you know what? Without Bombito, who's probably the most athletic and the best in the air in Canada for sure. It was difficult. Cornelius did a good job getting to the first ball, getting to the first touch. But in the second phase, where we should have been better, second phase of the restart, especially corners, we could have been better. But again, putting Promise into the game and Laren into the game that are more comfortable in the box, created stuff in the box, and Laren could have won it at the end there. It was a great block. So yes, the result wasn't what we wanted. The performance, I thought, was good, direct, confident. I thought Kone, especially in the first 60 minutes, was absolutely fantastic. Eustachio was very good. I thought overall the performance was very good. We deserved to win the game.
All right. So here, let's, like I said, look at the positive. In 2022, 2023, in Qatar, they got their first ever goal in a World Cup game. Okay. Today, they got another goal, but they got their first ever point in a World Cup game. Next game, they play Qatar. For them to make the second round or get over the round, they got to beat Qatar. Or no matter what, if they get 4 points, they're going to make it. So let's hope for a first ever win. And they get the first ever win. Guess what? They get a first ever second round in a World Cup game. And if you look at this, if they finish third in their group and USA finishes first, Canada Day, USA, Canada play an elimination game in a group of 32. How about that, Carm? Canada, America on Canada Day.
So well, I think, yeah, that'd be great. But I think Canada's going to be fighting for the top of the division against Switzerland in the last game. Let's hope that that's the way it goes. Let's hope Bosnia has another game where they eke out a result.
And they were rough. Bosnia was rough at the end. At the end, they were horse collaring, everything like that. And lucky they didn't get a red card there. The last 2-3 minutes with Lurin. Yeah, that's like they were really, really rough at the end there. Survival. All right. So
Argentinian referee. Exactly. Argentinian referee, he knows what it is to be rough. So I think he did a good job. I think the referee did a very good job. So moving forward, I think Canada's still looking to win this division, and I think they have all to play for to win this division.
Okay, let's go. Final question. Let's go back to yesterday, Mexico and Group A matchups. What did you think of their Group A matchups? And later on today, 9:00, USA plays their first game. So give me. Let's look back in a preview of the USA game. But first, let's look back with Mexico and the other game that was played on Thursday.
Yeah, a ho hum game. I think the South Africans were okay. The Mexicans were at home, and it's probably the most difficult stadium to ever play in. Is Azteca Stadium, whatever they call it now, Mexico
Yeah.
City Stadium in this World Cup. It's just there's just a buzz. The air is thick, uh, and it's just so fast. We're the Mexicans of old with their ball movement, with their pace of play. I'm not sure, but they got the job done. I mean, there was a point there where at 1-0, South Africa looked like they created some situations where they were their most comfortable team. But Mexico's not only in their performance, but in their efficiency and in the results, they need to be much better because they played probably the worst team in the group on the first day. So there's a lot to be said because the South Koreans looked like they were flying. They looked really good,
Yeah.
and they beat a good Czechia team. And Czechia is gonna fight and could get results against Mexico too. So this is not a slam dunk for Mexico by any means. South Korea looks fit, looks fast, looks strong, looks very organized, looked resilient because the playing against a Czechia team that's strong and physical. They didn't match it. They did better in physicality terms.
All right, and let's look at 9 o'clock tonight, the USA's first match. And what did you think of USA there?
Well, two opponents know each other well, and I think it's going to be a lot of the same with what happened with Canada. Is Balogun, the Monaco striker, going to be Jonathan David today, or is he going to be Kyle Larin? Is he going to score goals, score a goal, or is he going to struggle to find his rhythm, to struggle to find all those situational things? So right now, that's going to be their problem. Pulisic playing on the left side, getting at people, it's going to be important. And then Paraguay is obviously going to take a defensive stance, so we're going to have to break them down. And how are they going to create Paraguay going to create situations in transition? It's a South American team. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be dirty. And they're going to have to deal with all the dark arts of the game just to survive against a U.S. team that's going to be fit, ready, quick, and front-footed thinking.
All in all, today here in Toronto Stadium, aka BMO Field, kudos to the groundskeeper. Kudos to everybody. The stadium looked amazing. The field looked amazing. The crowd was into it. A great representation for the first ever game in Toronto and in Canada. Carm will be back here throughout the World Cup to review, preview, and everything like that. Carm, any last comments?
No, great day, like historic day. A legacy day for our sport, and proud of everyone in Canada that performed, especially the players and the staff, and I look forward to June 18th.
Exactly. And Carm, thank God they did not win, or else I would have you sing the Canadian national anthem. But I digress. We'll do that on the 18th. All right. Enjoy. Have a great weekend. And Carm will be back here next week for World Cup. Thanks a lot, Carm.
Thanks, Joe. Have a good day.